my name's Adam Romano. I'm with Stephen Winter Associates, and today we're going to talk about heat pump maintenance. So I'm standing here next to an air source heat pump outdoor unit. And as the name implies, this unit uses the air from the outside to either heat or cool the building. Now over time, the refrigerant coil on this unit is going to get dirty with dust and debris from the outside, and it's going to need to be cleaned. Before we clean the outdoor unit, we need to remove electrical power. We're going to go over to the disconnect and we're going to pull the switch. With the disconnect removed, let's go on the other side and clean the coil. Now we want to clean this off on an annual basis. While we're here, before we clean off the outdoor unit, we also want to inspect the unit for any type of damage. Look at the fins to see if we have any bent fins or damaged fins. And if we do have damage on the fins, we want to go ahead and get a fin straightener and straighten them out. To clean the coil, the first thing we want to do is grab a coil cleaner and spray down the outdoor coil. What we're going to do is we want to make sure we have a proper coverage. We completely coat the whole outdoor coil. What this coil cleaner is going to do is going to foam up and dislodge any dirt and debris inside of the outdoor coil, and it's going to make the whole cleaning process easier. We want to make sure we have complete coverage around the entire coil. We want to let the coil cleaner sit for about 5 minutes so it can break down all the dirt before we wash it off. So now that the coil cleaner sat for 5 minutes, grab our portable sprayer and spray down the unit. Now when we're spraying this unit down, we can use a portable sprayer like this, or we can use a garden hose. The key is we don't want to use a lot of pressure. We don't want to damage the fins. And when we spray it off, we want to go completely cover the unit and make sure we get all of the coil cleaner off. As we spray down, all the dirt and debris are going to work their way to the bottom, and they're going to go out through the drain ports on the bottom of the unit. Do this from a top to bottom motion so that we get all of the dirt and debris down to the bottom of the unit and out. All right, so now that the coil's clean, let's go ahead and restore the power to the unit. Let's come around front and take a look at the line set. The refrigerant line set transfers the refrigerant from the outdoor unit to the indoor unit, and that's what moves the heat from the inside to the outside or from the outside to the inside. Now we want to make sure that the insulation on this line set is continuous. We can see here that we have some damage done from UV exposure, and that's deteriorated the insulation and it's falling off. We want to go ahead and replace this with new insulation. When we replace the insulation on the line set, we want to make sure that we install an insulation that has an integrated UV barrier, or we install UV wrap around it to protect it from UV radiation. We also want to pay attention to how the line set enters into the building. We want to make sure that the waterproofing is still done correctly and there's no gaps or cracks here to allow water penetration into the building. Now that we know what to do with the outdoor unit, let's go inside and take a look at the indoor unit. We're down here at the indoor unit, which happens to be a ductless indoor unit. The way these units work is we have return air coming in from the top, it goes through the refrigerant coil, and then it comes out of the front discharge. But before it goes to the refrigerant coil, it passes by a set of filters. All heat pump indoor units are going to require routine filter cleaning. If we don't clean the filter, we run the risk of freezing the coil during cooling mode or not providing enough heat during heating mode. To clean the filters, we're going to first shut off the indoor unit. We're going to go over to the indoor unit disconnect, and we're going to shut that off. So with the power disengaged, we can open up the filter compartment. We have 2 tabs on the side where we're going to go ahead and put our fingers and we're going to lift straight up. As we lift up, the door is going to latch at the top and it's going to stay open for us. To remove the filters, grab the tab here in the front, push up, and get the filter out of the slot. Once it's out of the slot, we can pull straight down to remove the filter. You can see we have a decent amount of dust on this filter, so we can use a mild soap in the sink with fresh water and clean it off. Now before we put the filters back into the unit, we need to make sure that they're completely dry. To put the filters back in, we're simply just going to reinsert the filter into the filter slot, push straight up, and lock it into place. With the filters clean and inside of the filter rack, we can close the filter access door. Now with the filters cleaned and replaced, we can turn the power back on. That's your heat pump system maintenance.